Hello, this is Eric B, and thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Book Talk. Now, I've already had in the last three videos we talked about the publishing of my first two books, as well as the inspiration for the for my current superhero series, which is 11 manuscripts long. Three of them have become published books. The other eight are in various stages of publishing right now. But before we get into the um, the superhero series, I feel like there's more I need to talk to you about before, so that you can fully appreciate the what led to me starting a superhero series. Now, I did mention that Smallville, the TV series Smallville, played a huge role in helping me to create that series, but Smallville wasn't 100% of the inspiration. It was a lot of the fuel that got me motivated to get it started, but it wasn't 100% of the inspiration. I'm not even 100% sure it was 50% of the inspiration, but it was a big chunk of the inspiration. So let's talk a little bit more about what the road that led to that journey. Okay, let's go back for a minute. Let's go back in time. Let's go back to the summer of 2009 when this book was published. Why volunteers get all the breaks. Now, I don't know if you've ever published a book or in any other way had a finished product of a piece of art that you create. If you've ever seen a piece of art that you created become a finished, fully marketable product. But in July of 2009, when I held this book in my hand for the very first time and realized that I was the one who created this thing, it was a life changer. I definitely think it qualifies as a life changer because holding somebody else's book in your hand is one thing, but holding something that you created and seeing now for the first time as a published product, that is a whole other thing. Now, that being the case, I did quite a few things to try to market the book. I went. I remember I went to this class there in Chicago. There's this place called the Discovery Center, which is a lifelong learning center. I took one of their book marketing classes, and got a little bit of good advice there. I learned a little bit about some of the basics of marketing, but despite all my marketing efforts, I never really did a real good job of selling that book. Because you know what? I got to tell you, my years of failed marketing campaigns have taught me one thing. I am a writer. That's my talent. My talent is writing. Publish. I mean, marketing, not so much. Actually, publishing, not so much either. That I actually have someone else do my publishing. But yeah. But anyway. Um, I but nevertheless, even though I was not really doing a good job of marketing, I still had the publishing bug in me, and pretty much this book was actually the the focus of pretty much my world between the summer of 2009 and the spring of 2010. Now, in the spring of 2010, I started to realize that I had another manuscript that was pretty much hibernating for a little while, that I titled Big City Railroad. Now, I always knew that I needed to write a book about the Big City Railroad because there are few things in this world that I'm more passionate about. There are few things in this world that I'm as passionate about as the Big City Railroad. So I knew I had to write a book about that. But the problem is, in the summer, moving forward to the summer of 2010, as I pulled that manuscript out and dusted it off and started getting back to work on it, I started to realize that, you know what, even though I have a lot to say about public transportation and I'm very passionate about it, the more I read what I had written, the more I realized, yeah, I'm excited about it, but how am I going to get anybody else excited about it? I mean, because I'm not writing the book for me, I'm writing it for an audience. I am writing it for me because I'm obviously the first audience, and it is my passion. So I guess in a way I am writing it for me, but I'm writing it as an end product to somebody else. So it's not really for me. So I needed to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, how I was going to make this something that somebody wanted to read. And I just really couldn't think of anything. I mean, whole summer went by, whole summer of 2010 went by, and I was not gaining any inspiration. I had no idea what I wanted to do with that public transportation story. All I knew was that I was not going to make it a fully published book until I figured out exactly how I was going to make it something that somebody else besides me can get excited about it. So that's one of the reasons why I put it on the shelf. And this time, when I put it on the shelf at the end of the summer of 2010, it kind of stayed on. It's kind of stayed on the shelf for a lot longer this time because I just needed some time. And then, okay, now we can fast forward to the summer of 2011, and I'm pretty sure you've already seen the two videos where I talked about how it all started in the summer of 2011, and how I need to get a superhero, how I wanted to create my own superhero series, and how Smallville was really the kick in the butt I needed to go ahead and get that started. So I tell you what, why don't we not get into that right now in this video? Why don't we make a part 2 and talk a little bit more about how that whole thing got started. In the meantime, please look at the links below. It has I have the link to one of the Night Crusader series books. Go ahead and click that link. You can find the links to all the rest of my books through that book's link. And all of the superhero series books, all the Night Crusader series books, they all have a free chapter on the site, so you can read the free chapter and decide if you want to go ahead and buy the book or not. Okay, all right, well, see you on part 2 of this.